Our Rugby Life, Episode 7 Thrown in the Deep End. Before I even officially started full time at Oxford, we were thrown straight in with a pre season tournament at the famous Hartpury Festival, playing for Oxford Gold Team. We started incredibly well with a massive win over Truro. It was our first ever game together as a squad, but we managed to gel quite quickly. We completely dominated the pitch, winning 6 tries to 1. There were no conversions in this tournament, which is why the scorelines sound a bit different. That opening win gave us a huge confidence boost heading into our second game against the Hartpury B team. Now, Hartpury is a rugby powerhouse. They actually had 4 separate teams entered into this competition. We battled them hard and were deadlocked at half time. But as the second half wore on, we started to fade. The blistering hot weather was really getting to us. At this elite level, any small mistakes get brutally punished, and we ultimately lost that one, 4 tries to 2. By the end of the game, we were facing the Hartpury first team, and we were on the back foot from the very first whistle. We lost 6 tries to 0. If I'm being completely honest, it came down to a lack of tournament fitness. It was still the off season, and not everyone was match fit yet, especially when you're asking your body to survive 3 intense games in a single day. Personally, though, I felt I gelled really well with the girls. I put in some decent carries and landed some solid tackles. At that point, it was the highest standard of rugby I had ever played in my life. But I had to prove myself that I belonged there. Despite the team loss, I was happy with how my performance was. The way I play is highly physical. I burn through a massive amount of adrenaline. So even though I was incredibly fit, I was still dropping with fatigue. By the end of the day, during the remaining break, I kept my sharpness by playing a sevens tournament back with Dartford and practically lived in the gym. I kept grinding right up until the day I officially arrived at Oxford. For the start of the pre-season training, I was ready for the challenge. Find out how those first real training sessions went in episode 8. See you next week.